Hello, everyone. It's the host here. My name is Quenn Lovatt, also known as BashaNo online, and I just thought I would put out a little announcement before the episode starts saying that since this is new and all, I would really appreciate it if you could share it with friends or, people you think would be interested in this kind of thing, people that want to get more involved with the community and learn about it. And yeah, just this whole thing is going to be based around showing off and interviewing challenge runners, so deathless runners and speed runners, who I think, you know, have a really unique story to tell and, just from all over and see what happens. So if you could, I would really appreciate it if you could share this around and, spread the word that I'm going to try to do this. Yeah, and enjoy the episode. Thanks.
I cannot believe it. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Try to get out and run! We did It's over. It's over. It's over.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Reach the Peak podcast. I'm Quenn Lovatt, also known as BashaNo, and we've got a very special guest for the first episode, um, Rickfernello. Hi.
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
BashaNo. Nice being here for the first episode of your podcast. I'm excited to see who else you can
Yeah,
bring here.
yeah, I know. I'm excited to get it going as well, and yeah, we're just gonna, you know, ramble on for however long needed to answer the questions.
You, you can tell me, what is this podcast going to be about exactly?
So I just want to have a place to like share people's experiences and show off, speedrunners or challenge gamers or whatever in a place that's like, you know, easy to access and like just spreads, what you're known for, your achievements, your like and like minor stuff as well, like how you got into doing all this stuff and yeah,
hmm
just like your
I think there's a
general
lot of
vibe.
people interested. Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
interested
that's
in
what I
that.
mean. I was because I could only find like very few of this like style, and I thought, if no one's gonna really do it, I might as well. So I thought,
Mm-hmm.
it would be cool to just
It's pretty fun.
have people come on, like top players, and just get you their unique insight and everything, and like see how they, you know, get to where they are.
I'm pretty honored to be on the first episode of this podcast
Of course.
because I also think you're a really good player in all the things that you do. We can just tell by all the people.
This is not
Yeah, all
about
the
me.
people around.
Shush. Thank you. Wow. But yeah, I guess we'll start by, who are you? Like, give us a little information about like who you are and like where you from, you know.
Well, I'm Rick. I'm from Brazil. I've born, raised, lived here. Never left Brazil. I left Brazil once for like a
Where'd you go?
little shopping trip in Paraguay. but but other than that, I really just never even left Brazil. A lot of people think that I'm from like the US, or I was like I moved to the US after being born in Brazil, but that's not true. I learned English mostly just by myself by playing video games
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I'm not really knowledgeable in tech stuff as much as I would like. A lot of my friends are. I'm really passionate about video games from since forever, right? Ever since I was a kid, it was just always something that I loved. All the not even just stories, but I think mostly the gameplay. It was just something that really got me engaged.
Yeah.
Just like feeling the smoothness, and it's really hard to get a game that I don't like. Even though I sometimes have difficulty just playing games and continuing games. After I'm done with the game, I just go like, yeah, that was actually pretty cool. After I try to understand it, I'm really passionate about game design, even though I'm not a developer myself. I just I love learning
You
about
can
game
like
design.
appreciate what has been done. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Oh
where
yeah,
did-
I'm also 28 right now.
Oh yeah. And I guess we should say like what you're known for. You know, what do people mainly know you for?
Well,
Probably quite obvious.
most people know me for Celeste 202 Deathless, or Max Percent Deathless, which is pretty much just finishing the game, collecting everything that the game has to offer, everything that is trackable in the journal or in achievements. It's what I try to say. Plus also the Pico 8 extra berries without dying a single time. In Celeste, is a game that's a really integral part of learning how to play, but it also introduces like these golden berries, which is a big thing that made me want to play it. Deathless. It just has this intrinsic motivator of a golden berry, even though it doesn't give you any achievement. It's really cool, and nobody has done 202 Deathless yet, and it's
No
not
one
the
except
hardest
you.
achievement possibly in Celeste. A lot of people say, "Oh, 2-2 Deathless is the hardest thing ever. Rickfernello is the best player in the world." Some people say that. Mostly people that are not in the modding scene, or people that are not like in the speed running and stuff.
Some
right?
of those mods I see, I'm like, bro, I couldn't
They
even
are
attempt to do that.
absolutely insane. I would say it's not even like the hardest Deathless challenge if you count all the modded stuff. It's not the hardest challenge overall because there's speed running and stuff like that. Will probably like have you
Yeah.
seen the top runs?
Yeah,
There's
I
like
have.
what a
There's some
24 right now.
crazy
It's crazy.
skips. And like the frame perfects they pull off, I'm like, oh my god, no.
It's
Too hard.
yeah. It's so much knowledge that you have to be able to apply on the right time, I think.
Yeah. That's fair.
And when I did 202 Letters, it's honestly most of the time I was playing kind of like for fun, casually, because I just love the game that much. I guess it's
fair.
just it was my comfort
It
game
just kind
to
of
go
happens,
to, and I just like it's not that it just happens. Of course, I train a lot for it.
Yeah, of course, but
it
you
was
like kind of
comfortable for
zone in.
me.
You get
It
into
didn't
the
feel like I
zone.
was training that hard to do something like that, I guess. Because when I practice actual speed running, I feel like I have to focus on training a lot more than actually just playing for comfort.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Well, thanks for that. I guess also you said you're from Brazil, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have never been to Brazil. I don't know what it's like there. But I just want to ask, what in your opinion, what do you find like the gaming scene and community is like in Brazil? I think it'd just be cool to get insight of like different countries like culture as well. Like, share that.
Brazil has one of the biggest gaming industries in the world, I believe. I'm not sure exactly the position, but it's actually pretty huge, especially on online gaming, like competitive esports and stuff. Brazil is pretty huge in that.
Oh yeah.
But it's also a big country, and no, it's difficult to find places like this. It's really sparse. The population is really big, and most people that you know are just not that much into gaming. At least that I know in real life are not that much into gaming. Maybe in more developed areas. I don't know
Yeah.
much about just meeting people in real life that are into gaming. There are some people, but I don't think it's
There's no
like
like major
something not popular,
events.
right?
Like there's no
What's
like
that? Sorry.
is there like no like major events or anything for gaming
There
that's on?
are there
Or
are a few events, but it's mostly in the big cities like São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro.
oh yeah.
In my city, it's a little bit. Really, there's not that much going on here,
Yeah.
even though it's not a small city either.
Yeah, fair.
But like in these capitals, like center of Brazil, the cities that everybody know about, São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, probably these are the ones that have more gaming events and like cons and festivals and stuff like that, where people just
Yeah.
go and meet each other stuff. I personally never went to one of these.
No, not into massive meet and greets.
Not until what? Sorry.
Not into massive meet and greets at like conventions.
Nope.
Nope.
Though I did have once I had some of my community met in I think Berlin.
Oh yeah.
But not with me. Just like some people that lived in Europe were like, okay, let's all meet. Everybody that met through Rick's community, let's all meet each other.
Oh yeah.
And it was cool.
That's
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, cool. So I guess like I think it'd also be cool, like away from the Celeste stuff and like, your main like what you're known for. I wanted to like just ask like how people get into gaming. Like what were some of the first games you played and like, this also ties into like did you watch any players beforehand or did someone get you into playing games? Like what was your early inspiration and reasoning for like playing
Like in
video
the
games?
childhood, my first games ever, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, not ever.
when I was
First
a
games you
kid.
remember like being,
Sorry, what?
no, it doesn't necessarily have to be first games. It's more just like, first things that like got you, involved and like wanting to.
Well, but I got involved immediately. I mean,
Fair enough.
like when I was a kid, like not like dedicated to a game. I think I don't know
No,
if this is
but just
exactly what
like
you're asking.
I'm just kind of like, what were the first like early games you played and made you fall in love with it?
I already fell in love when I was a kid with the games that I had. I loved the first games that I remember playing were probably like Super Nintendo games like Mega Man X, Super Metroid, Mario, Super Mario World, that is.
Oh yeah.
What else? I think also Street Fighter 2. And I think my favorites were probably like Mega Man and Metroid. And
yeah.
of course, I still love games like this today, like these 2D actions,
Yeah, like
side scrollers,
still like
and it's
platforming
kind of
based.
kind of a
Yeah.
platforming, right? It's 2D platforming. It has some elements, so I always like. I guess I got accustomed to it. Especially Super Metroid was a big one.
Oh yeah.
And for when I got really into gaming, let's see. I didn't have many gaming consoles growing up. I only had, let's see, a Super Nintendo and then a PS1 and then a PS2 when I was like already, let's see, I think I was maybe 9, 10, 11 from that age when I got the PS2.
Oh, yeah.
And I never really got anything after that, any other console. I think I switched to PC when I was like 13 or so and started playing some. I played a few RPGs and stuff and started playing some online games. And at that time, indie games were still not a thing. And I didn't have a Steam account or anything. I'm 28 now, so this was like freaking 15 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know when I discovered indie games or like smaller games. I think I was like maybe 15 or 16 when there were some indie games.
Mm.
I think the first indie game that I played was probably one called Iji from Game Maker, which is also the same the same tool made for the same tool that was used for Undertale.
Yeah, it's like a
It's a
coding
little
engine like thing, isn't it?
it is
Yeah.
it is a tool that pretty much it's very easy to make games. You can say what's it called? No, there's a name for that. I forgot. It's just kind of like the games use Unity or Godot or something. Like there's games that use Game Maker.
I mean, I couldn't even attempt to make a
An
game.
engine, yes.
I'm not even gonna try.
And oh yeah, when I was like 13, I think even before I even played indie games, I tried using Game Maker. I don't know why, but it was of course I didn't get much into it. I made like a small game or something, but I don't know. I've always been in love with games. Like it was always just my life. My parents used to like not let me play too much, and I wanted to I just like sneak to play some games. I also had like a Game Boy Color.
I definitely remember doing that. Don't worry.
Yep, a global experience.
Yeah, universal. Everyone does it.
And I don't know, what was the first game that I really got into? I think like those online games, right? I remember getting into when I was like 13. I was really into Perfect World. Was probably my first game that I spent probably over 1,000 hours in. I don't even know how many hours I spent in that. And it's a little RPG, kind of a WoW clone. And what else? I think the next game after that, it was so many years afterwards. Oh yeah, no, there was also Combat Arms, which was a first-person shooter. And my PC was always really bad, and it couldn't keep up with players. So I was really used to playing with a really bad connection in PC.
Yeah.
And then Team Fortress 2 was the next big one that I remember.
Oh yeah.
And then Minecraft.
Oh nice.
I think Minecraft maybe came first. It was still in the beta when I started playing it. And
yeah, nice.
Wait, can you hear me? Oh, sorry. I thought my PC shut off.
Oh,
because my PC has been turning off recently because new GPU. Okay.
Nah,
Anyways,
still here. Yeah, nice. Some good games in there.
But yeah, I think those were my first early ones that I spent like at least 1,000 hours or so.
Yeah, nice. I guess, were there on the same realm, like did you watch any at the time like players that you really liked, or
I never had any type of player inspiration for like speedrunning and stuff, right? But I remember I just started watching those YouTubers that were really popular at the time for Team Fortress 2, and I think that's it. Like Germa and Star, namely.
Oh yeah.
And the first one thing that I remember about speedrunning inspired me early was I remember the first video I ever watched about speedrunning was a video about Metroid Fusion 0% or something, or low percent 0%, and it was a task, and it was, to me, it was mind blowing, and it had like this metal music in the background, and that really stuck to my mind.
When I first,
and I thought,
when I first saw Tess, I didn't realize it was a robot, and then I was like put off because I'm like, I'm never gonna be that good.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I found out, I'm like, oh, it's a robot. Never mind.
Yeah, and first I also didn't know it was a robot or anything.
It's always funny the first time people see
Tess. I didn't even think about the player. I was like, how does he do it? How does this happen? Like, wow. I think that's everyone's first reaction.
Yeah, everyone's first reaction finding Tess is like, oh, well, I can never do that. But yeah, no. So, yeah, you just kind of played because it was just what you did. Like, you didn't need an incentive to like find anyone that yeah, fair enough.
I never started playing a game just thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get cracked at this game and I'm gonna start speedrunning this game or anything like that.
Yeah.
Though I can give you some of my experience with Celeste if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna, well, we'll move into the so yeah, I'm just also it's always curious, like, because it's such a weird, way of playing games, like challenge playing like Deathless and speedrunning and stuff. So like, why this? You know, why not like, you know? Because I always find it
Mm,
interesting when people like doing Deathless challenges. It's like, why would you put yourself through this? Like, I know it's fun, like you get into that headspace, but like to anyone else watching, it's like this seems insane. you know?
okay, so I don't remember ever going to try and do any type of challenge runs in games before Celeste. Before Celeste, the most I would ever do was maybe like 100% the game in a way that just says, "Oh, the game is
Yeah.
complete 100%," or sometimes all achievements. But I didn't. I wasn't like an achievement hunter or anything like that. Celeste was really my first one. There was a game that it was really unpopular. Like it didn't have like that many runners, even though I thought the game was great. Called Downwell, and
I
I
have
did
not
try to
heard of
like do
that.
a few quick runs and stuff for that game, but I never really grinded a game super hard to try and do something so efficiently or super fast.
Yeah.
I just really love like playing games repeatedly, and I think the thing that inspired me the most about Celeste was the existence of the golden berries. Um, when I saw the golden berries at first, I was like, okay, I can give it a try, but this is clearly not for me,
All
right?
right.
This is clearly not for me, and I just left it at that. And then I remember watching Enox,
Oh yeah.
getting Pharaoh Golden. Now that was an inspiration, like a lot after, right?
Yeah.
Uh, that really gave me just thought, I don't know what I thought, but when I saw Enox doing it, I was like, damn, just a normal guy. Like he's feeling those feelings, the feelings that maybe I would feel too, and
Yeah.
I thought it kind of relatable. And I didn't think, okay, I can do this too. I thought it would be cool to try, at least,
Yeah.
right? And it would be cool to try and feel these emotions too. And I just went for it again. I tried again, and then I started getting better, right? Because when I
Yeah.
started the Goldens first, I remember I did all the seasides because they were like mostly easy,
Yeah.
and
I
then I got to like chapter 3A, and that was just impossible. I don't remember if it was 3A or
yeah.
3B, and that
Probably
was just
free A.
impossible. I
Free A
just
is where
like
people
gave
get
up
to it.
on
They're
it.
like, oh my god, no.
Right.
The
And
difficulty spikes a bit, and you're like, oh no, I can't do this. But you push through.
I, I don't remember how exactly I got through across Enox, Pharaoh Golden, but there was also the DJ Tom's list, and I thought it was really interesting that somebody was cataloging it, and then there was this freaking big journal diary, the Wow Your Friends website. I really liked that journal. I was like, imagine
Oh
being one of
yes,
the people there.
the like
When it
yeah.
Yeah, when I saw that, I think there were only like 5 people or so in that journal. And what else? And about Celeste itself, I never vibe with a game that hard. Celeste, I just thought it was so fun to play. It was just
I feel like a lot of people have their opinion. Like
so
Celeste is just a
amazing.
very special game. I feel.
It's just very special. It just feels very good.
Yeah. It's like
My first thought about Celeste, when I opened the game, I was like, it's just gonna be those games that think they're so special or something like this. Like, look at this pretentious thing. I don't know why I had those thoughts, right? But they quickly went away as soon as
the
I saw
awakening
that
happened.
cutscene in chapter 2 with the mirror breaking, the battle line scene,
Oh yeah.
that one just, and when the music progresses, I go like, wow, okay, now I'm engaged. And then
yeah.
I finished the game in 2 days. Right,
Oh
I
wow.
downloaded the game downloaded the game one day. On the next one, I finished it, and I just completely consumed that game. I just wanted more. I just wanted more. This is why I went for the Goldens, because it was not enough. I wanted more, and I didn't
Yeah.
like modded stuff at the
There
time.
was all something like there was something new to do all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted something from the developer because I trusted the developer at that point. I was like, okay, this is a developer. I can trust them. I don't know. I know it's gonna give me a good experience. This is why I want more from this developer. And
yeah.
at least on this game, on this platform here, right?
Mm.
Even though I haven't played many of other Maddie's games, I do need to get on it. I know they're pretty good still.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah,
Did you play Celeste 64 when it came out?
I did. The day it came out, and Kevin and Lena Rain came to my chat.
Oh,
to watch me.
nice.
Yep. It was really
Awesome.
fun, and they were just joking around. It was cool.
Yeah, cool.
Kevin is so amazing, and Lena is so amazing too. Holy crap!
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that kind of that basically answers the question. There was just more stuff to keep doing, and you keep doing it.
It was just more stuff, and I did Feral Golden. I did all the Goldens in Celeste before ever playing modded, right?
Yeah.
I think in total it was like 210 hours to finish all the Goldens for the first time.
Oh yeah. I guess also like in the same, since we're on the topic, like when did you kind of realize that 202 Deathless was achievable? Like, was there a point where you're like, oh damn, I could
Ooh.
actually like do this?
Okay, now that's skipping a lot of steps, right? Because I
Yeah.
never. It took so long to think that. Like,
Yeah, I know.
at
But
so many
like,
points, that didn't even cross my mind. Not 202 Deathless. So it was like this. I think I came across an 80% Deathless run, was it? I don't know exactly what happened. I think I just wondered, like, okay, there's all these golden berries, there's this golden list, that's cool. But how many people have like actually just finished the game? Would it be satisfying? I feel like it would be cool to just like start a new save file. Because all these
yeah,
speed runs, there's always like intentional deaths and stuff like that.
it's
And there's always like
pretty.
little mistakes.
I think
So
that's my
the rule
reasoning a lot of the time. It's like I look at the stats and it says like everything complete with the big 0 in the way. I'm like, it's just pretty to look at.
Right.
I'm like, man.
And I thought the same. It's just pretty unsatisfying to look at, right?
Yeah.
And then I started training for 80% Deathless because I thought, okay, I've played a lot of modded Celeste already. I've done a few cool Goldens and stuff. And people have done this before, so it's not that big of a deal too.
Yeah.
And so I tried like training for 80% Deathless. It took some time, and I did it eventually. Definitely easier than Feral Golden by itself, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't done
And when I
80%
did
Deathless.
it, I recorded it too. Like when I did it, I remember the feeling just going like, "That's it." Like I didn't feel. I felt disappointed, and you know what? It's kind of because when you finish Celeste, spoilers for Celeste, by the way.
Yeah.
There's the pie screen, and having no berries there, having nothing there, I just felt like, wait, they're all sad,
They're all like
right? Even
they're
though
all like
like I
so
had no deaths
disappointed in
there,
you. They're like, man,
they're like
you
so
didn't get
disappointed in
anything.
me. Didn't get anything.
It's like, bro.
And then this thought occurred in my head: what if I did just all berries or something like that? And I don't know if this was the point where I did like all seasides Deathless, but it was so easy compared to 20%. Like it just took me like one play session to get all seasides Deathless. And then I started the grind for all berries, and then I realized, wait, I have to learn a lot of things, right? Why don't I just pick up everything on the way? And then I realized, wait, has anyone even done that? Cool, that can be all the berries, but what about the full clears? I learned about the full clears, the flags, and then this thought just occurred, like, isn't it cool? Like, I always wanted to do something as a first, or something as the people would maybe know me for. And I tried looking for people that have done all full clears Deathless, and I had found like only one or two. And I thought, okay, this is actually not that many people. I would be like this. I thought there was only 1%, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna be the second person to do this. Then that's really awesome. And then later I figured out there was one more.
Yeah.
And
I think
and so I tried it, and it was so much harder than I expected. Like so many stupid deaths, because you also had to learn everything, because in the Goldens you do have to do the berries and collectibles and stuff. So the game becomes so much bigger. And after that, finally, after so much time, this is when I started getting a few more viewers and people to follow my stream, because they wanted to follow this journey, and it was cool. And so many people were helping me with chats too. And this is where Vixie met me. Vixie just randomly raided me when she was doing the Goldens for the first time. And she was really impressed with me trying to do all the Goldens in a row like that. And I already had like plenty of modded experience. I think I already like finished Spring Collab at that point. Strawberry Jam wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
And Eventually I finished it and it felt really satisfying. Just the full clears Deathless felt really satisfying. I tried going on for the true ending, but no, I didn't practice Pharaoh nearly enough. I had done Pharaoh like only golden only once, so obviously I couldn't do
Yeah,
it.
fair. I mean,
And
getting Feral Gold
then
hard enough by itself. Like,
exactly. Exactly. And I don't know if it was by this point that I started trying Pharaoh Golden again, and then I did it one more time with the Moonberry. And then I wanted to practice it a little bit more. No, hold on, I think this was later after. Actually, okay. So after this, I went for the B-sides Deathless, which was still pretty hard, but it was easier than all full clears Deathless, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And as I was doing this, as I was doing the all full clears Deathless, I watched the video from Carl Jobst for the Dark Souls God Run hit list from disusing.
Yeah.
That video really inspired me. That video was crazy. I was just like, wow, this is actually insane that somebody just put layers upon layers upon layers of something.
Yeah.
And that reaction that they had at the end, I just felt motivated from it.
Yeah. It's
And
like just that feeling you get once you do something.
You could
like,
kind
wow.
of feel everything that he went through with that.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like a whole journey. A
whole journey. And then, okay, finish all the B-sides, and then all the... kind of I started going on a tangent and talking about the experience of Deathless, right?
Oh yeah,
so,
no, that's okay.
You had asked about when did it feel was possible.
When did you think it was
to do
possible?
Deathless? And then I was just saying, okay, so the main thing is that once I completed one step, I thought, okay, so I can just go for I can just do another thing now. And I also felt satisfied. What if I did the other thing? What if I did the other thing? Right? Yeah. And then I think after I done all full clears Deathless, I realized, wait, nobody has done 100% Deathless, right? I think that's kind of nuts, but I don't know. Like, wouldn't you just like combine everything? So I did all the C-sides. And I thought, okay, all full clears, all C-sides. Wait, that's kind of doable. I don't have to do any percent again, right? That's kind of doable, actually. And then all the B-sides.
Yeah.
And then Feral. And then, I don't know, I did everything like this, and it was... And then I had all the pieces together, right? And then I did Feral Golden a few more times, and then I had everything. And I thought, okay, now I just need to put all these pieces together, and then I can do 100%.
You kind of have
but it didn't cross my mind. So some people were starting asking me, well, would you go ahead and go for 202 then? And no, obviously not. That's crazy. And that is redundant. That's stupid. It's just redundant, right? Because I've already done 100%, just adding all the berries and 80%. It's not even all the collectibles. It's just going to be redundant, right? So not many people know this, but the day I got 100%, it was awesome. It was cool, very cool. And then like I took a break for like 2 days. And then people were just like, okay, now just continue the save file and see how long you can get to a die. Awesome. It's just see how long you can get to a die. Pretty cool. Yeah. I didn't, right? I got to 201 berries, Deathless. On the same day. And it was that was the most gigantic fluke in my life. It was like first try, everything Deathless like from that run. Like I didn't play in between, right? I just like
You're just like, let's just keep going.
Deathless. I took a break. I didn't even play, right? And then I came back into Celeste, just joined the save file. I didn't even practice anything, and I got all the 201 berries. So that is just like, it's insane to talk about this. People don't understand how fucking insane this is, because I took it, that 100% by itself took me so many attempts, right? And that took me like 600 hours. If you combine everything, all the training, all the goldens, all the full clears, it took about 600 hours for that alone. And then I immediately got to 201. Go ahead, sorry.
I think the point you got to like 200 berries was when chat like started absolutely like losing their minds. They're like, no fucking way, he's gonna do it like right now. He's gonna do it right now.
Because I was riding the high from 100% Deathless, and I was so chill. I had no expectations for this run. I didn't think about anything. I was like, no, I'm never gonna do 2-2 Deathless. Like, there's no way I can do 2-2 Deathless, right? It's just This is for someone else. I'm okay with getting 100% Deathless. Somebody else can get 202 Deathless, right? This is for someone else. And I was so chill, and I think that's what kind of carried me, right? Having
You're
no
not- yeah,
expectations. I
you're just
remember
kind
that
of-
was one of the happiest days of my life when I was doing, not when I got 100% Deathless, but when I got the 201 day Barry's Deathless. That was, I remember just feeling like everything is right with the world, like everything could be
Yeah.
solved, like everything was, gosh, it was an amazing feeling. I never felt just content in that way. Like something clicked in my brain at that point where I was, there's like a point where I'm not even making sense. But I say the key is to just be happy. Like all you have to do is
just enjoy it.
be happy, just enjoy it. And then I
Like,
thought, it's all about mindset. It's all about just enjoying the things
I
that you
think
have.
with
I don't know.
speedrunning and like challenge gaming, that kind of stuff, there's no point doing it if you're not still having fun.
Exactly.
Like,
And I was having fun.
I feel
a lot
like,
of people say the
you know-
100% Deathless is the most boring thing you can imagine. I was loving it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I had the stream by my side. I could chat all the time. I had people chatting, talking with
Yeah.
me, and that was the most fun I've had.
You want to still be
I miss
like
that.
enjoying yourself, and because I feel like you perform better that way anyway. If you're not so stressed about like doing it, you just kind of get into the zone, and it just kind of flows. And it's not.
You can see how much I just talk during these runs because I'm having fun with chat.
Yeah.
If I didn't have chat with me, I'm sure I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't be able to do it. It was just being with people that helped me so much. And then, as you know, and then I had to practice the winged berry, as you know, because it was not required for 100%. So I never practiced it before. So I had to train a different save file for that because I knew I wasn't going to do it first try.
Yeah.
Right. And then I practiced it until I was sure I was going to get it. And then I came back to the save file and then I got it. And then that was it. I did 202 Deathless, right?
Yeah.
But it was not in one go, right? It wasn't even like speedrun valid because there's a point in the 100% Deathless where I just like quit the game because I just want to like show something to a viewer, so I just quit the game. I'm like, okay, it was so casual, right?
Yeah.
And then it clicked in my mind, okay, if I did 100% Deathless, if I did 202 Deathless in 2 sittings, one go, that means I can absolutely.
You can just do it. You've done it before.
I'm the person. If there's anyone that can do it, it's me, right?
Yeah.
And there's also like so much pressure on 100% Deathless. I don't know if you know this, but it was kind of a race that I didn't ask to be in, right? I was just going for something that
Enoch
I thought.
was practicing, wasn't he?
Yeah, Enoch, Athena.
Oh, Athena.
Who else? MT Steve, and there was also Slad. And so I was doing that, and then people caught an authority. Once I did like 100% with 6 stats or so, people started really watching my streams. I was putting like 100 viewers, and people were like, okay, is he gonna do it? And then a lot of people got inspired by that, and they're like, okay, no, I'm gonna be the first or something. I don't know what they wanted. They just wanted to do it. I don't know if they wanted to be the first or not, but they really wanted to do it at that point.
I mean, knowing a few of them, they probably just wanted to be the first. Not a diss on those guys. I love them all, but some of them are like, yeah, I just want to be the first, bro.
Okay, so I asked Enox and Steve, and both of them didn't really want to be the first. And Slad wasn't like actively practicing, right? Slad had like 6 or I think Slad had like 8 deaths, and they weren't actively practicing. I'm not sure about Athena though. I don't know much about Athena. Okay, and then the race was over. This is why I was feeling so happy because I was dreaming about this. I was having nightmares about this. I was like, I couldn't sleep. It was so much pressure on the first 100% Deathless.
I really don't want someone to snake this from me.
It came from something that was fun to something that was just a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And then I was just ahead, right? After that, I was just ahead. There was nothing else. Like nobody did this, and nobody is close to getting 202 Deathless. And they just stopped. After I finished it, they just stopped. They just kept going with it.
Everyone just gave up on it. They're like, well, he did it already.
I don't know what happened, but they just most of them didn't keep going.
Probably because it's insanely hard. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Okay, and yeah, at that point, that is when I started saying, okay, I can do 202 Deathless. And I still had doubts after that. I still like, okay, is this gonna do it? I don't feel like I'm improving at all. I don't feel like I'm making any improvements after I got like 1 death, after I got like multiple
Yeah.
1-2 deaths or so, right? And I think I did like 8 100% deathless before I got the 2-2 deathless. So it added over 1,000 hours of grind to get this run, even though I already had the 600 hours on and 100% deathless. It added over 1,000 hours to get the 2-2 deathless. So
Yeah.
it was a long time.
Yeah. Cool. We talked a lot about that.
I hope it's not too long. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. That's good length. That's good. More conversation, the better.
Awesome.
Yeah. I guess also I want to ask, because it's always interesting, how people play their games and stuff. And I've always been fascinated. How did you like develop the dual like controller keyboard style?
Oh, that's a
This.
fun topic.
Yeah,
It
it's
was when
always
I was doing
interesting.
Feral Golden for the first time is when I switched to it. I had lots of problems with my PC. My PC wasn't always the best, and like my monitor that I used to use wasn't even it wasn't even good. It was like 60 hertz or something. It was like a square, stupid monitor. And I noticed I had like input lag, and at that point I also noticed that I don't know, like my I was playing with analog up until that point. I think at some point like 4B golden or so, I switched to D-pad. But
Yeah.
I misdashed so much. I just misinput so much. But and then I thought, yeah, some people play with keyboard, right? And keyboard, I noticed that it's harder to misinput on keyboard because you got 3 fingers on the keyboard, while on D-pad you have 1 finger, so you can like press left and right
I
at the
feel
same
like
time.
keyboards are a bit chunkier. There's like more
And
area to press things.
yeah, you have the main thing is that you can switch direction, especially like left and right. At will, like there's no delay at all for switching left and right. You can just do that whenever, and there's no risk of misinputting that because the game is always going to register the final direction that you did. Especially in Celeste, it has a really good register for that. But I tried playing with keyboard, and it was so difficult. I couldn't get used to dashing and jumping and grabbing.
Had you
but
played with...
I already had the WSD memory down because I played FPS before, and other games that use WSD.
Yeah.
And then wait, can I just?
Just combine them.
I just thought, can I just grab the controller in one hand, the keyboard in the other? I was like, wait, this is not that hard to do actually. And I think it took like less than 2 days to fully get used to it. And after 2 days, I was like already being better than what I was. And then I think half of Feral Golden Grind it was before I switched into this, and the other half was with this, and I was doing so much better.
Has anyone like adopted the style since you've like kind of
Oh
made it popular?
God, so many people starting using this after me. I don't really suggest it and recommend it to people that much because
Spoilers, I tried and I cannot use a controller to save myself. So I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going back to keyboard. I was like, this is not working. I quit.
Understandable, yeah. So I don't really recommend it to people because I don't know the health effects it can have in your hands because you're holding the controller in one hand and that can like you can apply a lot of pressure to it. But it's a risk that I'm willing to. I
don't know. Do you like just rest it on your lap when you're like using it?
Yeah, I just put it on my lap. There's a video. Have you not seen the video?
I don't think so.
I need to show you. Sorry, I need to show you this video. Can I show you now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just send it to me and I'll watch it after this.
Okay, I'll send it later then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Let's see. And a lot of people adopted it, and they found it to be very easy to get used to. Like if somebody like, especially like controller players, people that are used to controller and they have played like FPS games, because
I think it's just I've never used a controller in my whole life. Like I've always been PC, so.
Yeah, and people might not realize, but you already use two things at the same time. You use the keyboard and the mouse at the same time. It's not much different than that. It's just that instead of the mouse, you're using the controller, right? So you use the keyboard and the controller.
Fair enough.
So it's pretty simple. And even sometimes I popped into random streams of people playing Celeste for the first time. Not even like using or anything. And they asked me about it. They asked, "Oh, do you play with controller or keyboard?" I say, "Yeah."
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
Controller
and then
or
I tell them
keyboard.
about my controller
Yes.
input, and they get curious and they try it and they like it immediately.
It's like
Right?
you're like keyboard or controller. You're like both's good.
Yes.
Both's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'll use
No.
both.
Yeah. It's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
And they're like, wait, what? No, you can. It's like you just take both of them from their hands and run away with them. Yeah.
But yeah, especially after like there was a big documentary that a Brazilian person made about me. I helped him with it, and that video is like so amazing. It's like a movie. It's like a 1 hour
Yeah,
video,
I did see
super well
that.
edited. Is the save manual? Have you watched it?
I've watched it, but I couldn't really understand half of it. But that's okay.
Yeah,
It was
it's
very.
okay.
It's
That
like
video-
cool editing style.
yeah, trust me, that video is amazing. Very good editing. Even though he has like a YouTuber voice, just goes like super excited. I'm talking about
Yeah.
things, and this guy just did this.
I think
And-
it's
but
probably aimed
it's
to a younger
pretty good
audience, right? I'd imagine.
It's definitely pending to younger audiences.
Yeah, but it was still a cool
it's
video.
Still
It's
cool.
still a good video.
It's still a really good video. Like still, wow.
Yeah, so I have seen that, even if I couldn't really understand it, as you know. Oh well, I tried. Yeah, okay. So that's how you develop. You just did it one day, and we're like, sounds good. Yeah, that's interesting. It's always fun to like find, unique things that people do to just, get to the next level and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do any of this to get to the next level.
Yeah,
By the way,
it's just, you just
there's Spirit, for example, and she just does
Yeah,
it with
fair.
analog, which I think is the hardest way to play Celeste, and she still does it with freaking
Yeah, fair.
analog. And
I guess it's just
really
like
good with-
whatever works best for the
yeah,
individual,
just try
like,
out
whatever
things.
works best.
That's,
Yeah,
that's the lesson from it. Try
That's,
out
I
things
think that's
and
more
don't
what
be
I'm
afraid
trying to
try.
say. Is I think it's cool that you just decided to try it. Like,
Uh-huh. Even though it sounded crazy, right?
no, it's
And
just. I mean, it's unique.
yeah, when people hear about it, they go like, "Wait, what?"
What?
When people,
Yeah.
I make it a
I mean,
point
I
to
wouldn't-
put on the
When I first
display on
heard
the
it,
screen.
yeah, when I first heard it, I was like, it doesn't sound like a bad idea, right? Like it's, it makes sense logically, like in my head, but I was just like, I haven't seen anyone do it before. So I was like, I think it's cool, but I never was like, yeah, it won't. It's like I always thought like, yeah, it's probably, a good idea. It's just, I'm not doing it.
And there are players that are even better than me that use this too. I think Vidi uses hybrid,
Oh
if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
he might do.
I believe
I
so. I'm
can't.
not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think he might do though.
Or was it Nins? I don't remember now.
But
No, Nins' keyboard.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll end it off as well. Like we're wrapping up. But do you like what hobbies? I guess do you have outside of gaming, and also like, any future goals with it, or like just any like life related things? Not necessarily with gaming or with gaming, just whatever you want to talk about.
I have plans of getting more into, I don't know. There's so many things I want to try. I have a few things in mind, which are like maybe learning a new language. I would like to learn Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
The musical keyboard, I used to play it when I was a kid, and then I just dropped it. But I love music too. Being able to play it would be fantastic. I love, let's say, I want to learn drawing art. That's
yeah.
a really cool thing. I have some problem like visualizing art. I don't know if I have like
I'm-
some degree of aphantasia. Not
I'm not
necessarily,
good at
but
like drawing or art in that way.
it's such a difficult skill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people, but like I'm surrounded with a lot of people that are fantastic at art, and I kind of want to get more into that.
I understand little dots on paper more than I understand a drawing.
And these are the things that I still want to like get more into. I've tried a little bit of all of those things,
Yeah.
but haven't gone through with it. Also, I kind of like, I don't know, like Rubik's cubing. I think it's interesting. I
Oh,
would like
yeah.
to learn that.
I used to do that. I can't remember how long ago it was, but I was in that like
All of these,
I got into that hobby for a bit.
oh,
it's
that's
fun.
cool. There's so many friends that got into it. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
it's pretty fun.
All these like types of puzzles and things you can grab with your hand. I don't know. I really like those. I don't have
Yeah.
many of those, but it's things that I I would like to have.
To
Now
be
that I think
fair,
of
I
it,
don't think I was very good at Rubik's cubing, but I tried my best. Yeah,
it's cool. Like if you ever solve the Rubik's cube, you're better than 99.9% of people that touched one.
fair.
And let's see. About the future, I don't have anything like challenge related. I don't really have anything that I want to do challenge related. Though I've been trying to golden or silver most things in strawberry jam. I've been continuing with that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have done that already. It's not like that big of a deal, but it's something that I like. So I'm just gonna continue with some Celeste Goldens until maybe when Earthblade comes out or Silk Song. I can play those games a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I definitely play
Silk
those.
Song.
And there's so many games I'm excited about, like Windblown, Deltarune Chapter 3, and more.
Silk
What
Song
else?
to
Mega Man X
Spearface.
Corrupted. Was that?
Silk Song to Spearface.
But yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, nice. And I guess last thing I want to say is, would you have any like advice or, for people who are wanting to get into like challenge gaming or, this community or like, yeah, whatever, like any advice for people who are like interested in it but not quite sure or like not sure how to get into it or,
I think one thing that I tell people when they're going for Goldens and Celeste is respect the difficulty. Don't think you're gonna do it first try because you're not, right? If you need to know that it is a hard task that you can break into steps, just like any hard task in life. You can, because that's how I did to Deathless. Like I broke it into steps. Like I started by playing the game, then I got the Goldens. Right, and with the Goldens, you have to practice individual screens, right, and stuff like that. Breaking it into parts is a really good way of doing something that you want to do and seeking advice too, because the community has so many resources and people will know things that you don't, and they will be able to help you, right?
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the community, I wouldn't have gotten into this, and just people that taught me things, especially big shout outs to Eugene and all the other participants that did. They were trying 100% Deathless. We were all helping each other, despite it being kind of a little race. We were helping each other.
I always think people like get nervous to reach out to like others, because they're like, oh, but I don't really know them, or like I don't know how to talk to them. It's like usually people are just people,
and they love talking about the things that they like.
We're gonna
people
respond
about things that
and
they know
say,
about.
Like we're gonna help each other,
Yeah. Like, unless you're talking to like a really big streamer that talks to a bajillion people every day, right? Or a bajillion people message them every day.
Then
you're probably fine just asking
anyone. Like that though.
Yeah.
But yeah. Usually people are quite willing to, from what I've experienced, are like quite willing to chat and just,
Oh, and you also asked about future goals and stuff. There's something important. Is that I want to keep growing my channel and stream. I used to like just work a regular job when I was doing 100% Deathless, right?
Yeah.
Up until when I was doing like B-sides Deathless.
Don't worry, your channels be linked in the description. Everyone go follow Rick.
Thank you. But that's not even this. It's just once I got 100% Deathless, one of my friends just told me, you know what, you could actually do this full time. Like you're getting people that really support you. And I tried it, and that's what worked out for me. And I just have a better life than what I did in my previous jobs now. Yeah. And I want to stick to this, and I want to like.
I mean, I think if you can make it work, then you should absolutely go for it. I think with life, you should always strive to do what you want and what you love, because
I don't think it's
you've only got one life.
I don't think like
you might as well
Twitch streaming. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like anything, you've got one life, you might as well try to like live it however you want, And if playing games for people is how you want to do it, then why stop you? Like go for it,
And there's a big social aspect to this. My life after Twitch is so much better. Like Twitch saved my life, I can say. It's not just like games, it's the people, right? Knowing more people, interacting more with people is what saved my life. And Twitch was the means to that, and the games were the means to that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm such a better person now after Twitch, after talking to so many people. And I'm so glad. I'm so proud about that. And my self-confidence is so much better now.
That's
And
awesome.
loving yourself is the best thing you can do always.
Yeah, of
And
course.
so I want to just keep going with this. I want to make more
Yeah,
YouTube
nice.
videos and stuff. I still struggle with like energy and motivation. Um, I have a few things that make it difficult for me in my personal life, but I still have hope for the future, and I think these things are going to turn out well.
I always think, yeah, that's probably like the most important thing. You know, it's just to keep reminding yourself, like, it can be there's like rough points in life and that, but it will get better if you stick with it. I feel, you know,
Yeah.
like I would say
It's difficult to
ultimately,
say from the outside
yeah,
sometimes, just it'll get better. It
it's
might feel a
hard.
little
It's hard to
bit
tell
like,
yourself that it's gonna get better in the moment,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
seems really rough. But just knowing that like there are people that you can reach out to and like, you know, talk to about
Hmm.
it that aren't gonna judge you or be, you know,
Yeah,
upset or
and there's
angry.
always
You know,
people.
there's always people out there that you can find that will connect, that you can connect with, and you know,
Hmm.
develop a sense of community with. Yeah.
And it's so worth it. Yeah.
Sorry, I got deep at the end.
Yeah, a conversation like this always goes that direction
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just deeply grateful for so many people and deeply grateful for
Yeah.
everyone that helped save me like this. And honestly, people are just
No,
amazing and they
I
really
think
inspire me.
it's awesome. You know?
If it wasn't for my community, like wow, I sometimes I feel like I don't deserve it, but you
Of
know,
course you deserve
it's
it.
like it's like my friend Caliph says, get loved on, nerd.
You must take the love.
You must take the love,
You must
yes.
take it. Well, yeah, that's been pretty good conversation. I hope we talked about some more unique and interesting stuff than just, you know, Celeste. We did talk a lot about Celeste, but what can you do?
I
But
think
yeah,
yeah, I think
I hope this was
it's kind of the
engaging.
point, right? We
Yeah.
can talk about experiences of people like this.
Yeah, I hope this was engaging for you and you had fun, you know?
Extremely.
Well, that's good. That means I did something right.
You did something absolutely right. Thank you, Basha. I really appreciate that. I
Yeah, of
appreciate this
course.
conversation, especially with a friend like you, and
Uh,
also big supporter like you. Of course, that I'm going to be very happy to answer you whatever questions you have. Okay.
No, I'm gonna cry. No, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
well,
you?
anyway, thank you so much for being the first episode, and I really hope you have a great rest of your day, afternoon, night. I don't know what time it is in Brazil.
It is 9:40 p.m.
Nice.
It's night.
So, yeah, but thank you so much for, you know, coming on and chatting about your life and your hobbies and sharing it with all of us. Yeah,
All right. Thank you.
cool.
Thank you for having me.
As always,
Have a
everyone watching, Rick will be linked in the description. So definitely go and follow and sub. You know, do all the stuff you should.
Yeah, I do. I
You
still
need
play
to.
Celeste on
If you're
stream, but it's
listening to,
mostly a lot of
yeah,
variety and stuff
if you're
nowadays.
listening to this, you need to do it. I'm telling you.
So true, Basha. Just force the people into definitely they're all gonna just follow it
They're all
surely.
gonna listen, surely. But yeah. So thank you so much. And I guess we'll wrap it up here. Any
Thank you.
last words?
I think that's it. Just save the world. My final message. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much. But yeah, that was Rickfernello. Great person, awesome guy. You should definitely follow him and subscribe to him. I've left the links in the description, like I said. And yeah, it would just be really cool. I think he's cool. I think his community is great. You should all, you know, go and check it out. And also thanks for listening to episode 1. I hope this can be the start of something really cool. I'm hoping to get quite a few cool people to interview. And yeah, I'm aiming sort of once a month. to have someone new. So, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for listening. Stay safe out there and have a good one. Bye.